You have big dreams and goals, but lately it feels like you can't focus enough to achieve them. You try to sit down and get started, but then distractions pop up and pull you away from your work. Before you know it, your to-do list is still staring back at you, and your energy is depleted from fighting this losing battle. But don't worry, this is totally normal. In fact, this is happening to almost everybody. And it's all because of some hidden enemies of focus that are secretly sabotaging your progress and stealing your time and energy every single day. And no, it's not your fault. So keep watching to discover the truth behind why you cope and focus, and the surprising solution that has nothing to do with willpower. First, we need to understand the science behind why it's so hard to focus these days. If you're struggling to concentrate, you're definitely not alone. There's actually a real reason why this is happening to you, and it all comes down to something called hijacking. No, not that kind of hijacking. This hijacking happens inside your brain. Specifically, it's your favorite feel-good neurotransmitter, dopamine, that's hijacking your attention. Dopamine was designed to be our motivation molecule, a reward system that tells us what's important and worth paying attention to. But today, in an overstimulated world filled with endless notifications and instant gratification, dopamine is constantly bombarding us and hijacking our brains. That means your focus isn't going anywhere. Dopamine is literally unplugging your attention and steering it towards whatever shiny object grabs its attention next. But there is a way to reset your brain and train your dopamine back into submission. That secret lies within something called a flow state. This is a state of deep concentration and intense focus where you lose track of time and everything else fades away except for the task at hand. When you enter a flow state, you become unstoppable and ultra-productive. But unfortunately, it's very difficult to reach this state of flow because life is constantly pulling you out of it. Even small distractions can break your focus and send your mind wandering elsewhere. According to research, it takes your brain about 23 minutes to refocus after a distraction. Multiply that by the dozens of interruptions you experience each day, and it's no wonder you never feel truly focused. So if you want to succeed in today's hyper-competitive world, you must master the art of staying in flow longer and more consistently. Fortunately, there is a solution, and it all starts with understanding the real source of focus and peak mental performance. Some believe the secret lies in coffee or nootropics or fancy supplements, but they couldn't be more wrong. The key to focus is simple: mindfulness. You may have heard of mindfulness meditation, but mindfulness is much more than a meditation practice. It's a way of being fully present and engaged in whatever you're doing at that moment. When you cultivate mindfulness, train your brain to stay anchored in the here and now, rather than dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. And according to real studies, just 2 minutes of mindfulness meditation can significantly enhance your attention and cognitive performance. In fact, one study found that mindfulness meditation led to an increase in the size of the hippocampus, the brain region responsible for attention. Another study discovered that mindfulness training improved selective attention and working memory, so you don't need to spend hours meditating to see results. Even just a few minutes of daily mindfulness can make a huge difference. So the trick is to make mindfulness a natural state of being rather than a forced activity. One of the best ways to do this is through deep work. Deep work is the ability to focus without distraction on a cognitively demanding task. It's different from shallow work, which is what most of us do most of the time. Shallow work is mindless, repetitive tasks that don't require much cognitive effort. And too much shallow work fragments your attention and makes it harder to go deep. To unlock your deep work potential, you need a ritual to enter a flow state. This could be a short meditation, a walk in nature, or anything that helps you quiet your mind and get in the zone. Once you find your flow trigger, use it consistently so your brain learns to associate that activity with deep work. For example, always meditate for 5 minutes before diving into your most important task of the day. By linking mindfulness with deep work, you train your brain to automatically go deeper, faster. Another way to improve your focus is by designing your environment to support deep work. Minimize distractions by closing unnecessary tabs, silencing your phone, and putting your computer on Do Not Disturb mode. This creates the space you need to go deep. You also want to establish a consistent sleep routine. Go to bed and wake up around the same time each day, so your body's internal clock stays in sync. This regulates your hormones and gives you the energy you need to focus when it matters most. Finally, take breaks strategically. Short breaks can actually boost your productivity by giving your mind a chance to rest and recharge. Use a timer to force yourself to take breaks and step away from your work. Get up and stretch, take a quick walk, or do some deep breathing exercises. These mental breaks help you return to your work refreshed and ready to focus again. Now that you understand the science of focus, it's time to put it into practice with some simple yet powerful techniques. First, let's tackle the biggest focus killer of all, your phone. Our phones are designed to be addictive. They fragment our attention and pull us away from what we're doing. Even when you think you're being mindful and present, your phone is sending out signals to your brain, distracting you without you even realizing it. One study found that checking your phone for just 30 minutes can decrease your mental capacity and make it harder to focus afterwards. The good news is there are easy ways to reduce screen time without feeling disconnected. Start by turning off all non-essential notifications. This stops your phone from hijacking your attention for every little ping. Next, set specific times to check your phone instead of mindlessly picking it up every few minutes. Stick to once or twice an hour max. During those times, fully engage with your phone. Respond to messages, check your social media, and catch up on any updates. This prevents you from getting lost in a sea of digital distractions throughout the day. To regain control of your attention, start small. Begin by setting aside just 30 minutes each day to disconnect from your phone. Find activities to enjoy in the present moment, like reading a book, taking a walk, or spending time with loved ones. This gradually retrains your brain to stay present instead of reaching for your phone. By reclaiming your attention and focus, you'll find yourself accomplishing more and feeling less scattered. Next, let's dive into morning routines. You already know that what you do in the morning sets the tone for your entire day. But did you know that certain morning habits can supercharge your focus and productivity for peak performance? Start by eliminating 3 things from your morning routine. First, ditch the snooze button. Give yourself a 10-minute buffer to wake up before hitting the snooze button. This prevents you from starting your day frazzled and stressed. Next, stop checking email and social media first thing. Avoid the urge to immediately jump into your inbox or scroll through feeds. Instead, save email and social for later in the morning. And third, eliminate mindless consumption like watching TV or scrolling through social media. These passive activities waste valuable mental energy and prevent you from entering the day with a clear mind. Instead, replace mindless consumption with activities that nourish your mind and body, like reading, journaling, or gentle stretching. When you wake up with intention rather than inertia, you boost your clarity, creativity, and sense of control. You train your brain to approach the day with vigor and focus. And don't worry if you can't change everything overnight. Start by implementing one new habit at a time until you build a morning routine that works for you. Small changes add up over time. Finally, let's talk about consistency. You may have tried various productivity hacks, but if you only use them occasionally, they won't yield lasting results. How? The key is to incorporate mindfulness consistently into your daily routine, even in small ways. For example, committing to just 5 focused minutes daily can be more effective than 5 chaotic hours once a week. Train your brain to expect mindfulness at the same time each day. Whether it's first thing in the morning, before bed, or during a lunch break, over time, this consistency transforms mindfulness into your natural state rather than a sporadic activity. It also helps you build a long-term focus mindset instead of a short-term hustle mentality. Remember, progress, not perfection. Commit to showing up for yourself every day, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Those small moments of mindfulness compound over time and pay off in unexpected ways. You'll find yourself feeling more focused, clear-headed, and in control. Don't get discouraged if you miss a day or can't stick to your routine perfectly. Just get back on track when you can and keep moving forward. Over time, mindfulness becomes a natural part of who you are, not a chore you have to do every day. By turning mindfulness into a way of life, you equip yourself with the focus and clarity needed to achieve your dreams. You also gain a sense of inner peace and fulfillment that ripples into other areas of your life, like relationships, health, and purpose. A clear mind leads to clearer goals and clearer results. So keep showing up for yourself, even in small ways. Over time, the compounded effects of mindfulness will transform your life in ways you never imagined.